Welcome to the AI Research Roundup. I'm Alex. Today we're looking at a paper from the Hugging Face trending list, published on October 30th, 2025, about 4 days ago. It argues that text and image thoughts should work as complementary steps in an interleaved chain of thought, and this paper shows roughly 35% average gains over the base model on vision-centric tasks, with strong generalization that matches or beats larger proprietary vision language models. The paper is titled ThinkMorph: Emergent Properties in Multimodal Interleaved Chain of Thought Reasoning. And as we'll see later, the implications for model training are quite significant. Also, the authors shared the code on GitHub. You'll find training and inference code with folders for modeling, train, scripts, data, and test images. There's a quick start in the README, a requirements file, configs, and train.md. You can run the inference notebook or inferencer.py and download checkpoints and datasets from Hugging Face. On Hugging Face, you will find ThinkMorph downloadable 7 billion parameter weights, benchmark tables, and simple transformers and inference examples to run interleaved text-image reasoning locally or in notebooks. Alright, Figure 1 shows how interleaved training data sequences combine text and image thoughts to advance reasoning. The timeline alternates text tokens and image tokens, with image start and image end tokens marking the visual spans. The model learns with two objectives: cross-entropy for text and mean squared error for image predictions, so both modalities improve together. The progress bars indicate partial reasoning steps that accumulate into one coherent interleaved thought. So Table 1 summarizes the training questions across 4 tasks and spells out where the data came from. The authors list counts per task, with about 6,000 items for 3 tasks and roughly 7,000 for visual search. The table also specifies the visual manipulations, like drawing bounding boxes, which means rectangles that mark target regions. Curation steps note custom synthesis and human-in-the-loop checks with model filters, so quality and difficulty stay high. Alright, Figure 2 shows how interleaved text and image thoughts drive reasoning across 4 tasks and why that matters. The top panel presents jigsaw, spatial navigation, visual search, and chart refocus, where image edits like overlays and boxes advance the logic step by step. The bottom section highlights 3 emergent behaviors: unseen visual manipulations, autonomous mode switching that can boost accuracy, and superior test time scaling via diversified thoughts, which means exploring multiple distinct solution paths. One chart illustrates a gain of about 8% when sampling more varied trajectories. So Table 2 compares 3 reasoning modes across tasks and shows that interleaving delivers the strongest gains on visually demanding problems. Spatial navigation shows a leap from the base model's failure to roughly 87% because text and image steps coordinate. Visual search reports modest improvements, with interleaving edging out the others. Jigsaw assembly lists higher interleaved scores than text or visual alone. Chart refocus shows text reasoning slightly ahead on chart QA, while interleaving leads on MMVP. Well, Figure 6 shows that interleaved text and image thoughts scale better as the number of sampled solutions grows. Best of n sampling means the model generates several reasoning chains and selects the highest scoring one. On the BlinkJ benchmark, accuracy rises by about 8 points while visual only drops. On versus SP, gains reach about 5 points. On V-star and MMVP, the approach adds around 1 point, which signals stable advantages under shift. So Table 3 makes the case that interleaved reasoning yields a smaller model that outperforms its base and challenges larger vision language systems. A unified model means one network handles both text and image generation and understanding, so the reasoning stays coordinated. ThinkMorph reaches about 76% on versus SP. It posts 53% on SAT, surpassing several bigger systems. The deltas row shows gains up to 75 points over Bagel 7 billion. Alright, 2 takeaways stand out. Complementary text and image thoughts deliver sizable gains on vision-centric reasoning, and a modest unified fine-tune can unlock emergent skills like new visual edits and adaptive mode switching. The broader implication is clear. Supervising both modalities enables better test timescaling and stronger generalization. That is it for this episode of the AI Research Roundup. I am Alex. Thanks for listening.